Hello everybody, welcome back to another reaction video, and welcome to another reaction to Charlie Brooker's Screenwipe. So, continuing through Series 3, right? Yeah, with Series 3, Episode 3. Damn it! Kinda got it. I can't headbang as efficiently now, or as efficiently, I should say, because I'm bald. Worth it though, it's hot as hell out here, I'll tell you what. I don't regret it at all.
Hello, I'm Charlie Brooker, and you're watching Screenwipe, a program all about television.
Once upon a time, not so long ago, it seemed every program on television was aimed at men.
Why are you shirtless?
At best, women made for glamorous window dressing, exotic playthings for heroes such as Captain Kirk, who spent much of Star Trek seeking out new civilizations and showing them how a gentleman deals with the ladies.
Captain, that ancient Earth custom calls pinking. What is it?
It's, we'll talk about it later.
After I've taught you the custom about letting a captain come on your tits.
Birds was even used to tart up election coverage, for God's sake.
Here now is a picture I dare not deny you.
Today the shoe's often on the other foot.
Some of today's biggest shows, such as glamorous suburban humpfest Desperate Housewives,
are
pitched squarely at a female audience.
Fortunately, there are still several viewing options for blokey viewers filled with pent-up testosterone.
Yeah, there you go.
When I was younger, I used to hate Top Gear, but in its current form, it's actually bloody good fun, often eerily reminiscent of an updated version
Oh,
of
not the cow.
In fact, here's a measure of how good it's become. I'm worried about climate change, I can't drive, and I don't really like Jeremy Clarkson, and even I still enjoy it.
Do please remember,
speed
kills.
Anyway, that's cars and tits covered. What about that other great male staple, violence?
You want some? Oh, this is Britain's Hardest, a gripping contest aimed at uncovering the UK's #1 inarticulate thug, fronted by Phil Mitchell.
Well, let's see, who's going to win the title? Britain's Hardest.
I don't know quite what
qualifies
Phil Mitchell to judge this contest. He doesn't seem particularly hard himself, just sort of wheezy.
In the show, the tough nuts prove their man credentials by subjecting themselves to a series of agonising ordeals, scrapping in a warehouse, dangling from a scaffold like angry slabs of beef, drowning themselves in a box and smashing the out of some cars.
Drowning themselves in a box? What is this, Saw?
There's a strange Brokeback Mountain vibe running.
Why did they put him in a saw trap?
The stream of unintentional innuendo doesn't exactly help. Once you've decided that hard is a euphemism for erect, it's tricky to keep a straight face.
I agree.
It doesn't matter how hard you think you are. There's always somebody out there who's that little bit harder.
I see.
Being hard could open a lot of doors for you.
Could it?
Proving you're hard could open a lot of doors for me.
Tell us more.
What?
In this ring, it's only big enough for two hard men. I'm one.
Are you?
It's been long, and it's been hard. But not as hard as our winner.
Anyway, I'm not really worried about taking the mickey out of all these incredibly tough men. What are they going to do? Come around and kick my door in?
Yes, definitely.
Phil isn't the only Mitchell
That's a
brother to
real
have his
show.
own hairy, bollocked factual entertainment format. Grant's got one too, a penetrating investigation into a world of organised
Fucking
brutality.
Roscoe.
The series largely consists of Grant travelling the world to angrily stare at things like this. Anyway, he's in Russia to infiltrate a gang of lunatic skinhead bastards.
The commander of our combat units is Sergei.
It must be annoying if you're a neo-Nazi and everyone calls you Sir Gay. Before long, Grant joins the gang for a weekend training session.
The first surprise is one of their recruits. Not everyone here is ex-army or a skinhead.
Whoa, look at the far-right views on that. Whoa.
The Nazi recruit I'm most intrigued by is Sasha, a 20-year-old economics student from
Why
a
is he
wealthy
training?
family.
Why is
Her
Roscoe
brother
training with
introduced
Nazis?
her to the
Hold on a
gang.
minute.
Ooh, I'd like to raid her too. Whoa.
Disturbingly, Sasha seems to have swallowed Dimitri's propaganda without question.
Oh, I can think of something I'd like you to swallow without question. Hey, 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 hey,
It's some weird shows, bro.
Anyway, having failed to chat up little Miss Hitler, Grant takes part in a bizarre initiation ceremony in which he's set on fire.
This is the most extreme test I've ever had in order to gain access to a gang.
Yeah, wait till you meet the Minnesota.
Congrats, Ross. Now you're a Nazi.
Sadly, as the show continues, it gets genuinely disturbing and therefore harder for us to take the piss out of, as Grant uncovers the full extent of the gang's racist ideology, at one point watching a series of brutal attacks too upsetting for us to show here.
To be fair to Ross Kemp, he's no coward. He doesn't shy away from getting into what look like some seriously sticky situations, and I think his heart's in the right place. I suspect he's genuinely interested in bringing this kind of ugliness to our attention.
What did he
But
do?
at the same time, I can't help wondering whether the sensationalist
Define
tone of the
sticky
graphics and
situations.
editing ultimately served to make thug life look more
Did he
glamorous.
beat up other
Glamorous
races
to
for
blokes
the
that
television
big,
show?
strapping, burly, bloody blokes like me.
I was just pretending
Get
to
your
be
face
a
on the telly
Nazi.
often enough, even on a niche digital station
I'm
like
not so
this
sure about all
one,
that.
and before long, your life changes beyond all recognition. Suddenly, strangers gawp at you in the street. They approach you in bars.
You fucking telly prick!
And obviously, since you're now blessed by the gods of telly, you're suddenly fending off potential sexual partners with a stick. That hasn't happened in my case, obviously, because I've got a face like a paedophile walrus.
Whoa.
Still, those are just the minor perks. The most important thing
That's a crazy
is
thing to
you're
say
not
about
Mr.
yourself.
Nobody anymore. You're the talent. That's your job description now. The talent. Talent being one of those horrible modern catch-all phrases like product or content that make you want to punch people the minute you hear them. Anyway,
They hit
talent
very
is
shit
what
beats.
you are, and like all talent, you're doomed to lose your mind. Here's why. It starts slowly. One day in between takes, a runner comes over to ask whether you need anything.
Can I get you a chair or something?
No, really, I'm fine.
Sure, I can fetch you one if you need one.
God, this is weird. It's like being waited on. No, really. I mean, if I need one, I can get one.
It's no problem, I'll get it.
Oh no, look, she's asking the makeup girl to move. Oh, this is just embarrassing. Oh.
That is
Okay.
embarrassing.
Thanks. Oh, comfy.
How about a coffee?
No, really, I'm fine.
It's no trouble.
Okay. Black, no sugar?
Okay.
1 week later. Oh no.
Oh, I could do with a chair. Oh, hang on. How come she gets a chair? I can't just ask her to move, or can I? Oh, I know. Sorry, I couldn't get a chair, could I?
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. Go and get me a chair. Yeah, fuck you, you makeup bitch. Shift your ass.
Oh no.
Cheers, sweet tits. Could you get me a coffee as well, please? Black, no sugar.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll get to sleep with her before the end of the run.
She is very pretty. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no.
You off, get the fuck off my chair. Where's my fucking coffee? Where is it? Where's my fucking coffee? Come on, where's my fucking... Oh, right, okay. Only a fucking 20 minutes late. What the fuck is this, you stupid fucking prick tease? Where'd you get that from? Is that coffee or piss? What, did you squirt it through one of your diseased others? You fucking bitch. You are fired. You are fired from fucking London. You are fired from fucking life. You make... Little
Fired
London,
for
the TV
London.
world is full of horror stories involving talent.
Oh.
One of my first jobs in TV was as a runner on a youth magazine show. And we're
Reggie, it's
out
machine.
recording one day, it's a remote location, and the presenter asked for a coffee. I brought a flask with me, but of course she can't drink the instant shit that I've brought along. So sends me off to get her a Starbucks. Now like I say, it's out on a remote location, so the nearest town's 15 minutes away, so dutifully go off, find a Starbucks, come back, and of course it's gone cold, because that's what happens with hot fluids over time. She has a massive go at me and even tries to get me sacked. The last time I saw her, she was waving her tits around in some lad's mag. Fucking bitch.
I asked internet animator David Firth of fatpie.com to come up with an animation for us, and he did this.
Whoa.
So I'm thinking of going to that sandy-coloured planet tonight.
I've been there before, my friend. They aren't interested. They just don't care for it.
Well, at least I can try.
What you doing?
1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, use at the back, 1 at the back, 1 at the back, 2 at the back, 1 at the back, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2.
I don't much care for that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 45, 45, 45.
All right, you, whatever you are, leave.
What the fuck? Why do I have to leave?
Duke's orders, mate. Duke's orders.
Duke? Duke? He's not a Duke. Look at him. He's chewing things.
Well, Dukes need to chew too, mate.
That's
Get
true.
lost.
Fine. Fine, I'll leave. But first I'm going to bother these peanuts. Hmm? Yes? Hmm? Hmm?
Oh.
We really don't mind. It keeps us on his toes. To hell with this bar. They just don't care for it, do they?
They don't. They just don't.
What you're doing?
The upside to being the talent is you get blowjobbed unconscious every weekend, like I obviously do. The downside is that suddenly you're a rage magnet for the viewer at home. If your show's shit, the viewer's not going to scroll through the credits and blame the production team. No, they're going to blame you personally. It's not easy being likeable on screen, as I'm proving right now. But is there anything I can do about it?
No.
To improve my chances, I went on a crash course with presenting instructor Brian Naylor.
That would be pretty solid, although I might sort of just bend my knees a little bit. That would be solid. What I'm trying to avoid is people doing this or moving their way.
See, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Here I am rocking about on last week's show.
Also, stop yourself from travelling, which is when, you know, it just shows you're a little bit nervous and you're going backwards and forwards.
Yeah, look at me here, jigging like a prick.
Keep eye contact with the lens, okay, of the camera. In fact, some presenters do pop a little picture under the camera.
Really?
Yeah,
that is psychotic.
So every time you take your eyes off that lens, what you're actually doing is making the people who are watching at home feel that they're missing out on something.
Like they probably did last week when I kept doing this.
Have you ever heard the phrase "up on 3"?
Yes.
Okay, that means
Like-
what you want to try and avoid is to be looking at my hand.
I think you can tell you were lying because he explained it anyway.
Down, and then on 1, when it points to you, go turn around with a smile, because it is false. It looks completely rubbish. 5 seconds. 4.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we'll be looking at A4 paper and A3 paper. What's the difference?
Was that real? Did you believe that?
I felt like I was exaggerating.
Too much.
Yeah.
The first thing, unfortunately for you, is if you smile, it just doesn't look like you're reading. So that's bad for autocue.
Oh.
Okay.
So I mustn't smile. But
No, you must smile. You
Oh,
smile.
I must smile.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
you
okay.
don't want it to look like you're reading.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, you are controlling it.
Right.
Not the other way round.
I am the god
of the autocue for that little bit of time.
for that moment.
Tiny little bit.
I'll get drunk with power. Coming up next,
Little tiny
we'll be
guy.
talking to people that can communicate with the parallel universe. Do they have a gift, or are they plain insane? I'll see you after the break.
You don't need to express it quite as much
Well, now,
as
if you
did.
can get a shot of the autocue, there's 3 bloody exclamation marks there. Look at that.
Also, what you do at the end as well, just to tell everybody that you finished, is you like this.
Oh.
You just do a little with your foot.
Like at the end of a song, where
Yeah.
old-fashioned songs where it go ba-dum-ba.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it, like that. Not completely necessary in this day and age. The director is the person who will tell you when you've finished. You keep that persona until you hear cut or clear. There are things you need to work on. I mean, a lot of the time when you're talking to the camera, I don't actually think you're enjoying it.
Right.
Well, that's the gimmick.
Relax, enjoy what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
With Brian's advice lodged safely in my head, I decided to take what I'd learnt and teach some wannabe presenters the tricks of the trade.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hi, I'm Jerome.
Hi, my name's Chrissy.
I'm Andy.
If you put your legs slightly apart,
Shoulder width.
you anchor yourself, so you're kind of just, just slightly easy, slightly relaxed. Important thing is not to do what I'm doing now, which is to move around too much. Look down, stare into that sort of unforgiving dark glass eye, as though it's a friend. On 3, you've got to be ready. You've got to be up, you've got to fill yourself up, you've got to be ready to go in 5,
4. Up on 3.
Hello, I'm Andy Wooding.
5, 4.
And
I will stop you there.
Yeah.
You went up on 3.
Are you going to take this seriously? Right. Okay, we're going to go again. I was deliberately being a bastard that time.
Right, yes.
You see, because this is what producers are like. Sometimes you'll have to deal with somebody who's going to go, "What the f*** was that? What the f***?
Yeah.
You are in command of the auto cue, not the other way around. 5, 4.
Hello, I'm Kelly.
And you're watching Culture Bench. Coming up on tonight's show...
He's moving too much.
David Jason tells Mark Lawson why he's convinced there's no such thing as bread.
And meet the man who shocked Canterbury by having sex with a duck.
He says
Whoa.
the moment he hammered a stiff one through its hot yellow doors, God shook his mind by the hand. We'll be finding out if it's true.
And the late Hermann Goering leads us on a guided tour around the National Museum of Infanticide.
Now, I would say that you hit that last word like a master. If the word infanticide must be bandied around on television, that is the way I want to hear it.
I had no idea it was so difficult to present.
I think it was quite a positive experience. I learned quite a few things.
I think she did well.
Obviously, from someone who is such a good presenter.
Well, coming up after the break, we have a discussion about rainbows and whether there really is a pot of gold at the end. We'll see you soon.
Okay, and break.
God, there's just too many channels these days. There's even a channel aimed at people who've just banged their knee on the coffee table.
Oh, nasty.
The biggest problem facing channels today is standing out in the crowd. And the easiest way to do
Well, now it's
that
the
is to
internet.
adopt a human face, making that key talent the face of the channel.
The face of the channel is usually signed under an exclusive contract and used to front not just signature shows, but also to appear in promotions for the station and one-off specials. It seems to work. It's hard to think of BBC One without picturing debonair urban schoolboy Jonathan Ross fronting one of his many vehicles. While ITV is so reliant on lovable elfin scamps Ant and Dec, if they needed someone to announce the outbreak of nuclear war, the chances are it would be these two.
What is Poker
Channel
Face?
4, meanwhile, has so many faces of the channel it needs a bloody machine just to house them all.
Get me out of here, please.
Just about the only channel without a face is BBC Two. Well, I suppose they got the two.
Of course, the trouble with investing so much in one face is what happens when that face loses face.
Case
Yeah.
in point, until recently, Living TV defined itself using Jade Goody. Now the only channel she'll be fronting is the Pariah Network.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm too niche, too embittered and too piss-pot ugly to make it as the face of a channel. But I am the new face of shit chisel dog food.
Nice.
So it's not all bad.
One time I was working as a researcher on a cooking show, and one of the celebrity chefs, no names mentioned, had a real reputation for being a slimy bastard.
Well, that
and
could be
just
anybody.
Constantly flirting with all the production team. This one time, I remember after one of the shows, me and a runner were clearing up and just chatting away and stuff, and he came up behind us with a baguette in between his legs and started waving it around. And then he started wanking the baguette. Then he picked up a carrot and started giving it a blowjob right in front of us. We stood there watching him for a minute and then just carried on clearing up and chatting.
What the fuck?
And after a while, he just put the baguette and the carrot down and just left silently. I mean, what a cock.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Vernon Kay was born 28th of April 1974 in Bolton. Kay left school with 11 GCSEs and worked cleaning phone boxes so he could afford to go clubbing in Manchester.
Oh.
Little changed until 1997 when rain forced Kay to take shelter at a clothes show live event where he is spotted by model scouts. Shortly after, Kay wins the Big Breakfast Model of the Week competition, catching the eye of execs from Channel 5. 1999, Kay is a presenter for the BBC, where he meets wife Tess Daly at a Christmas party. On their first proper date, Kay has the sea bass. Kay joins T4 later in 2000, and by 2002, the model-turned-presenter is hosting the Smash Hits Poll Winners Party. Kay's triumphs continue in 2003 when he weds fiancée Tess Daly. 2004 presenting credits include the Prince's Trust Urban Music Festival, a tribute to Jay-Z, and A Wife for William. In a bizarre incident during summer 2005, one of Kay's live broadcasts for T4 was interrupted when 3 monsters burst into the studio and pissed on him.
Oh, shit. Pay attention, lady, they're pissing on him.
Today, Kay continues to work as a TV presenter and has recently finished hosting the first series of All-Star Family Fortunes. Well done, Vernon Kay.
Courtroom dramas have long been a telly favourite.
For 13 years, Crown Court was a TV staple and somewhat ahead of its time in that it featured fictional cases whose outcome was decided by a jury drawn from genuine members of the actual public who lived in authentic houses in Reality Street.
Oh.
Now it's back as The Verdict,
That's
an unusually serious reality show in which a jury assembled from the famous and infamous presided over a garish but thankfully fictional rape trial which took place in a real courtroom with real barristers and a real judge played by Donald Trump.
Amongst those sitting in judgment were Easter Island figurine Michael Portillo, former Blur man Alex James, and a 7-year-old boy who'd wandered in by mistake. Then there was Ingrid Tarrant, Honor Blackman, and from ITV's Fortune, Jacqueline Gold and Jeffrey Archer continuing his nationwide rehabilitation tour. Glamour was provided by human Orville impersonator Jennifer Ellison. Together with Bianca, she spent most of the case eating, joking, and doing some nice colouring in.
Not Catherine Tate.
Thanks to the nature of the case, much of the action consisted of watching famous faces listening stony-faced to graphic descriptions of sexual acts, which made for downright eerie viewing.
He intentionally penetrated with his penis the anus of Anna Crane.
When they show somebody famous and they start talking about bottoms and penises and things, you can't help picturing their bottoms and their bits. Things got worse when they retired to the recess room to discuss the finer points of the case.
When a man comes, how quickly does a man perform a game?
What, no, didn't you find that out in prison?
I don't think that girl would have had... I think it's unlikely she would have had anal sex.
I agree.
At 19.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, Alex James is dying to chip in.
I think people
explore like that.
Then you do it with somebody you know, don't you?
Yes, quite.
And pretty slowly and pretty carefully and pretty
Absolutely.
tenderly.
A bit like cellmates, you might say. Eventually, graphic sexual language was being bandied about so freely it took on a strange kind of poetry.
The statements are as much the evidence as the anal tear, the pubic hair.
And that girl called Claire, and the judge's chair.
And the verdict, yeah? Of course, the problem at the heart of the show was that the case itself wasn't real, making it impossible to tell which of the key figures was telling the truth, because at the end of the day, they were all acting. Nevertheless, it was very interesting to see how quickly the jury forgot this. Stan Collymore, for instance, appeared to have decided the outcome of the case before it even started. He refused to budge throughout, verbally bludgeoning all who dared disagree with him at every opportunity.
I stick to my point and I'm consistent with it.
Stan.
You can't sit on a high horse
Stan,
and
you're out of order.
No, I'm not out of order at all.
Actually, I'd like to propose a new word for the dictionary.
Collymore to arrogantly and aggressively drown out the opposing view in an argument by droning on and ruddy on in a Brummy accent.
A couple of the jurors were what you might describe as near-the-knuckle choices. Take So Solid Crew rapper Mega Man, named after a video game character, and understandably furious at the whole process after spending 18 months behind bars on remand during 3 trials by jury before being found not guilty of murder.
I don't care, that's bullshit. All right, Meg.
Most controversially of all, Sarah Payne, mother of Sarah Payne, who was murdered 6 years ago. Throughout proceedings, she displayed a frankly awesome degree of level-headedness and, well, downright strength.
But I hope that I do make educated decisions and I'm not some angry mother whose daughter's been murdered that just wants revenge for every revenge on every man out there, because that's not who I am, and that's not why I do what I do.
The decision to include the two of them may have looked sensational on paper, but in practice I think it actually added a lot of depth to proceedings. In fact, overall, despite the obvious problem that it was all essentially make-believe, the verdict was also an absorbing, thought-provoking and, ultimately, nail-biting piece of television.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Although maybe next time they'd like to tackle a slightly more pleasant case, like, I don't know, the case of a cartoon duckling that quacks the wrong... oh, I don't know.
There's loads of great stuff on next week's show, including Stuart Lee.
If you were a teenager on TV in the 70s, you weren't going to be worried about trying to score some dope at a party or get off with someone from the girls' school. What you were going to be worried about was Was a mysterious pagan cult from millions of years ago going to try and take over your mind? Or were your parents going to abandon you as society plunged into a pre-industrial dystopia?
Right. Thanks, Stuart. You know, I was thinking more about that story that one girl had about the person in the cooking industry. I wonder if it was the dude who got fired from MasterChef recently. I can't remember his name, but I know some dude got fired. I know they fired somebody recently. Fuck, I can't remember what his name was. Wait, let's see. You know, let me look it up actually. Let me see. MasterChef firing. Oh, Greg Wallace, I think, is who I was thinking of. Maybe it was him. I could have been. Could have been. Yeah, well, that as a whole was an interesting one. I like the presenter segment. I wonder if he actually took anything from that. Who knows? Not that he needs it. I mean, his style, what that presenter was, you know, talking about probably works for most people, but I think his individual style obviously works very well for him. That is going to do it for another reaction. Charlie Brooker, Screenwipe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the video description. Links on my Patreon. If you didn't know, you be Patreon me for as little as $1, excuse me. And you get extra direction videos, also really concept daily, sometimes more. Of all being said, though, my name is Terry. Been my, I think, 12th reaction, Charlie Brooker, Screenwipe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.